rappers. If I send the dressers, they gon' come and stretch.
What it is, it's your boys Deuce, Teddy, and Laquil reporting with the facts, opinions, and BS straight from the top of the key. What's good?
Cracking like it, brother.
Shit. Basketball, basketball, basketball. You already know what time it is.
First, foremost, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, all of our mother fans out there, our mother ballers out there. Y'all can hold a bottle and bounce the ball at the same time. Shout out to all our day one mothers and our new mothers and our to-be mothers and everywhere in between.
Shout out to the full-time mamas, our part-time mamas, our no-time mamas. You still a mama. Shout out to y'all too. Can't forget you. And our dad moms too. We got dad moms too. So shout out to the dad moms too.
I ain't know. I get y'all day in
Nah, because on Father's Day, they shout out the women that are they shout out women
when
for
they
Father's
go
Day.
when they
So
go
we can
low,
shout out the full-time
we go
dads
high.
who do both jobs. Bam, bam. Shout out everybody. Nobody gets slighted today, but it is especially for our women.
Let's get into that NBA talk. The Suns. They knew they was doing what they was doing before they even did what they did. They knew they was frying Frank, get him on up out of there, bring Mike on in. They knew what they was doing.
They said, "Welcome to the Valley on the 5-year contract. Get your ass whooped next year. You're going to get your backpack."
Wow. Is he even coaching this year? Was he a coach to any team this year?
Mm-mm.
I didn't think so.
Nope.
How do you feel about it? Now, if I ain't mistaken, ain't he like one of those defensive-minded coaches?
He like to be. He like to run his
Yeah.
little defense. Him and the Bucks. Seen them firing with their defense when he was there, but I don't know how much defense he gonna get out of the Suns. They ain't got no defender. I mean, if he could bring Royce O'Neal back to defending and rotate Royce O'Neal with Okigi, that's a start. But
can he like help persuade him to move some pieces around or tell him who he want or try to
the number one
obtain?
thing they're gonna have to do is get rid of one of them big three. But they can't do nothing while they got those big three. So once you get to moving the pieces around, and the one they're gonna move around is Bradley Beal, but he's gonna be the one that they get the least for. Out of those three, he's the one they get the least for. Because he's known to be
Injury prone.
unavailable, injury prone. And then you look at what he did on the court, out of those three, he did the least.
But I believe, even though he is St. Louis and shout out to him, I feel like he's the least talented of the three. I think we all know KD is KD, but I think Devin Booker is more talented than in the NBA at least than Bradley Beal.
Yeah, I mean, I think him and D Book can kind of offer the same, but because D Book has had years and years in running in today's NBA and Bradley Beal has not due to his injuries, yeah, you can give him the advantage regarding talent. And then he got the size advantage too. Bradley Beal coming in 6'2", 6'3", Devin Booker coming in 6'6", 6'7". So he has that advantage too. So if I could do this at 6'3", I mean, if at 6'3", if I could do the exact same thing, a little bit better at 6'6", 6'7", you definitely got an advantage right there. So I can see that, but shout out Budenholzer. I think you're gonna have one of the shortest 5-year contracts. If y'all don't make moves. So
man, like I don't know what's obvious what they looking for, a championship, but
yeah,
what is they really looking for? Like you had Monty there, he ain't like they was winning with him when they got rid of him. Like I don't
and
get the NBA.
that's
I
why I
don't get
was listening to K Perk, and he was talking about he disagree. He feels that the today's NBA is full of a bunch of little soft cupcake players who don't take accountability, because you can't blame Frank Vogel for this. and then you can hear through the grapevine, Frank Vogel, Kevin Durant didn't see eye to eye. Kevin Durant pretty much stopped reciprocating communication or receiving and delivering communication 3 months prior to the end of the season, and he wouldn't even listen to Frank Vogel. So, and you wouldn't think it'd be such a disconnect because Frank Vogel goes from coaching the GOAT of this, modern day NBA, LeBron James, to coaching the Kevin Durant. You would think that he would be able to manage that level of stardom and talent, but for some reason Kevin Durant didn't mesh with him, and he pretty much shut off all communication with Frank Vogel, and that's why you got what you got on that court. But
they just blame everything for everybody. Like they just
but who in that damn front office looked at this and said, "Wow, master recipe"? Like, bro, anybody, if you got any kind of basketball background, look and say, "Yeah, offensively, y'all are strapped." But like when they brought Dwight Howard and Kobe Bryant was already there and Steve Nash and company, what do they say? It's only one ball. It's only one ball. And then you got to look and say, who is going to orchestrate and be that on the court floor general? Nobody was going to be that. So there's no way you looked at that roster and said, this is a roster that's going to reap instant benefits. And that roster wasn't better or isn't better than the Miami Heat roster when LeBron James first built that team through money in Miami. And you see they didn't win that first year. So to get to this point, number one, it should have been deemed a successful season that y'all even made the playoffs, because y'all started off so fucking ugly and so unhealthy. So at that point, the fact that you even made the playoffs in that first season and then you found a groove, you should look at that and say, okay, cool. But then you look at the fact y'all got swept. Who they get swept by? The Timberwolves. You look at the fact y'all get swept by the Timberwolves. Man, look at how the Timberwolves came out and was manhandling the damn defending champions. You got to look at that and say, okay, wasn't the best outing. Let's not panic. We picked up major momentum at the end of the season. Let's take it to next season and see what we do. That's how I feel like they should have did. And then in the offseason, they should have handled things that would help them on the court, such as solidifying their roster. We got to move somebody. Moving that coach don't open up space on your roster.
don't do nothing for you but create a headache for somebody else to try to take care of it.
It's like playing spades, right? I can only play the cards I have dealt. If somebody in and they got a shitty ass hand, and then they gotta go to the bathroom and I gotta fill in for them, I still got a shitty hand. Now, can I play that hand a little bit better than they could? Most likely, but let's take an experienced player and replace him with an experienced player, right? Can I play?
You gotta play the cards that's dealt you, and it's messed up because they're not giving nobody a chance to maneuver and to fix things. Like,
and then you can't even get any continuity in that roster that you have, because it took all the way up to down their All-Star break for them to even be available all at the same time. So y'all lacked identity, you lacked chemistry, you lacked understanding, you lacked depth, you lack all of that. You're gonna look at Frank Vogel and say, this is your fault. It's your fault.
They gotta blame somebody. That's what I don't like about the NBA. They're not giving no team a chance to grow and play with each other. At the most, you got two players that may have been playing together for a long time, and they just take them out, put somebody else in. Take them out, put somebody. It didn't work this season. Take them out, put somebody else in.
They're in panic mode. But you also gotta look at, when you look at right now, you don't have any team in that current dynasty mode, right? You see teams in the making, like a Ja Morant before they start doing all their stuff, but they kind of BS that, right? You got the Celtics. You see them trying to become something. You have you can look at what could be becoming in the Magic. What's another team? The Timberwolves. So you have these teams who look like they're starting to make a name for themselves and all the other stuff. And they like, hey, before anybody get going, we need to do this. We got the last few years of KD, the last few years of LeBron. And so those are two franchises you really see hit that. We got to get up out of here. We got to do something, right? And then you got the last few years of Steph Curry and them. So we're gonna see what happens in the Warriors. But you're trying to make the most. You don't have a dynasty rule, and the Mavs. Let me pay my respect to the Mavs too. But you got you don't have a dynasty
The
ruler.
Warriors is the last dynasty that we're gonna see if anybody else come out of the
No,
woodwork.
you gonna have some other people that come out and I mean because
If
it
if the Nuggets don't
Nuggets,
win, then because you got to be a dynasty, you still have to win. The
yeah,
Celtics make it there every time and
yeah,
lose or get close. Like they're a dynasty as far as getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
yeah,
Now, what they do after that, it doesn't win. The last dynasty, as we all know, is the Warriors because they actually get over the hump and
yeah,
they win and they win and they win or get to the place. The Celtics 50-50 getting to the promised land, but nah. So everybody pressed the panic button too much.
yeah.
I mean, it's
I mean,
just nobody's getting a chance. Nobody getting a chance to really make something work. Like we just see now, like the Bucks and the Bucks, they got to make some decisions.
yeah.
I feel like they're gonna press the panic button. Like what could have been if Giannis never got hurt?
No,
Is
I don't think
Giannis
the
if
Bucks gonna. I mean, you got Doc Rivers over there firing people right now. That man got a lot of power. They have been there for 2 weeks.
but
But
what's gonna happen with them? Like they
I
got
don't
so
think they
much.
gonna hit the panic button. I don't think they are.
You don't think Doc gonna get
I
fired in
mean,
the
because you
offseason?
got to think they already fired the coach that had them 13-30. I mean, 30-13. So you got horse voice over there. He there into next season. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they gonna hit a panic button. If anything, they gonna try to bolster their roster. That's what they gonna try to do. Bolster their roster. So if Chris Middleton can't step up, I say look into shopping Chris Middleton because you got D-Lil. That's what I would do. Because you just
They're
need
one of them.
more out of Chris Middleton to potentially you gotta build pieces or I
They
mean
probably be loyal to him. He been there the whole time.
Bobby
Maybe.
Portis. You could look into shopping Bobby
You will get
Portis.
more for Body Porters than you would for Chris Middleton.
Yeah, you can shop, but Bobby Portis don't have a big ass contract like Chris Middleton
Nah, but I feel like they would be loyal to
or
Chris
even Brook
Middleton.
Lopez. But I don't think anybody want Brook Lopez.
Like them the two players that have been playing together. They may be loyal to him, to Middleton. Let him stay.
Don't no organization have loyalty like the Warriors. Not one organization. None.
unless you that
No,
franchise player.
they have loyalty to the franchise player. Yes, I'm talking about to the other people. No organization has loyalty like the Warriors. You got the Mavs. The Mavs got loyalty to Luka. Everybody else is expendable.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then you
maybe.
got the Celtics. They got loyalty to JT, but you seen how many times Jaylen Brown came up in the mix. And trust and believe, if JT wasn't in that office talking
That
about y'all better
contract
not
they gave that boy, they
look.
loyal to
If
him.
JT wasn't in that office talking about y'all better not trade him, I guarantee they would have hit the execution.
Maybe, but that type of contract is ridiculous.
Yeah, they had to.
That type of contract is ridiculous to be like, we might trade. No,
But that contract set the stage for Jason Tatum. That contract set the stage for Jason Tatum to get paid. So, but big ups to Mike Budenholzer. Looking forward to seeing you coach for 13 Fridays next season. They're going to get you gone. They're going to get you gone.
You say that's it. This is your
That's
last. Hey. So top of the key. Our advice: look into some stocks.
Yes.
look into real estate. Save your money because you won't be here long.
Don't fully unpack your bags.
Right. Live out of a suitcase.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. Because that smile gonna be turned upside down.
They don't show no love in the Valley, boy. Not to them coaches. You get them 60 seasons. You can give them a 60-win season if you don't bring home that championship.
What you need to do is change your name to Steve Kerr. You change your name to Steve Kerr, you'll be locked in because he fucks up all the time.
Hey, he do, but Steve Kerr got him championships. Ain't nobody else getting championships. So, hey, Mike, shout out to you, man. Let's see next. My twin, he got suspended.
Pat Bear, man, was over there tripping, throwing the damn ball after they got their ass. Was gonna throw this ball at the damn fans.
Man,
Then the teammates tried to help him, but he was too. I say, man, people get so lost in this fucked up culture trying to be just tough. And you can see him when he on his podcast talking, he just embracing that, let me be tough. It's okay. Look, it's okay to be smart. To y'all young lost people, it's okay to be smart. It's okay to be kind. It's okay to stand on business too. You could be a professional who stands on business. You don't have to be a hood a hoodlum, or a hood guy, because in the end of the day, you will be hoodwinked. So leave it alone. It was crazy. Pat Bev apologized. He said he'll never take a ball to the bench, as if that was the problem. Taking the ball to the bench was the problem for him. Said he'll never do it again. He has to be better. He getting suspended 4 days. 4 games. 4 games he gets suspended, which is a lot better than what I thought it would be. If I was that fan, I'd have let that motherfucker ding me. I'd have been on the ground like that, hit his ass for the lawsuit, everything.
We getting paid. That's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta be better. Like people of higher class, people that got something to lose, people that got anything in their pocket. You already know we live in a world where we're gonna take. They're gonna take it. They don't have it, they're gonna take it. They're gonna try to take what you got, what you worked hard for. Pat Bev, he is far from the best NBA player, but that is still a multi-millionaire player, sometimes starter, depending on what team he on. Human being. You make more money than 99% of Americans. And you out here putting all your hard work in jeopardy for something that this ain't your first rodeo. This ain't the first time people didn't called you out your name, probably use racial slurs. Y'all used to this stuff. Like this is part of the job. I'm not saying that it's right. I don't know what it is that the fan said. I don't know if he talked about his mama. His mama come to all the games, called him some racial slurs or whatever the case may be. But this ain't your first rodeo.
And this ain't your first time getting booted out the playoffs either.
Right. This is not your first time. Like he knew better. Like he sat up there and lost it. Like you sat up there and just went straight over the deep end. And we all know hindsight is 2020, but you're too old for that, Pat Bev. Pat Bev, you in your 30s, early 30s. Like this is rookie mistake type stuff. You way too old. You too seasoned. You're too seasoned of a vet. Been on too many teams, seen too many thises and that's to be doing that type of stuff. That's a shame on him. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, but ain't too many more of them. You're gonna be thinking on the couch by yourself. You're gonna be a full-time podcaster. That's what you're gonna be, a full-time podcaster.
Hey, you gonna be out here with us, boy. You come get on our show. Come be on our show.
Send me the invitation, Pat Bev. I'll be on your podcast, player. I'll be on your podcast. We can reminisce about your days in the NBA.
It's crazy. Straight up crazy.
I say it better out of show. I can't remember. Maybe what day it is. March.
He tripping.
So he lucky he ran into a real one. Caught the ball, threw it back to him. He got the ball again. He ran into a real one. So hey. Like OJ Juice Man said, it is what it is.
That close to just throwing everything you work so hard for. That close to throwing it all the way over a game. What LeBron said, he say, it's just basketball. Like, at the end of the day, this is your job. Like, it's just basketball. This is your job. This is where you make a living to support not only yourself, but a bunch of people. It is probably safe to say that every NBA player supports a lot of people outside of their immediate family. And you throwing all of that away for basketball at the end of the day. Like that's crazy. That is straight up crazy. Couldn't be me.
Nah, me, player. But enough TV time for you. Let's get into these NBA playoffs, baby. First up, we got the Knicks versus the Pacers. Currently 2-2. Currently 2-2. So where'd it go? It went Knicks, Pacers. So both of the teams taking care of home. If it stays this way, Knicks winning 7. So what do you got to talk about with this Knicks versus Pacers?
The Knicks are tired. The Knicks hit a wall. If you watch the game today, they kind of hit a wall. They're showing fatigue.
Yeah.
So,
and I gave them the benefit of the doubt of showing fatigue next year, maybe in a few years. given how long that they can go. You seen them hit a wall. I got written down right here underneath, this subject, Knicks look tired. Knicks look tired. And what
They
really, what you got?
they legs is gone. When you see they shoot percentages from the first two games compared to tonight, that's legs. Any
Yeah.
baller knows that you shoot with your legs, and they ain't had no legs today. Like Jalen Brunson, if you see his shot, if you see his layups, they were all his misses. They were short. It wasn't that they were off target; that they were just short. Hitting the back of the iron, hitting the front of the iron. Layups was just short. It wasn't any difference in style of play. It's just
Yeah.
simply just fatigue. Like they starting to hit their wall. Jalen Brunson trying to play through injury. We know he hurt. Josh Hart, he just tired. Like bro is just tired. I
Yeah.
don't think I don't know if he's hurt or anything with all of this type of accumulation because we are high school athletes, college athletes, and stuff like that. This is how you produce fractures, hairline fractures. And even though you can still play with hairline fractures, that stuff still adds up. Stuff starts to break, stuff starts to crack. And unfortunately, I'm thinking that without that home court advantage, without that extra boost of energy from the fans or from wherever, they hitting that wall. So
Yeah. Because I know what I note that I made up underneath this game is, the Knicks look tired. And Josh Hart specifically, I seen him gassed. He was gassed on the bench, and when I looked, I said, damn, Josh Hart, the guy that played this many games, 2 games specifically in this series, back to back, 48 minutes, not a second sitting down outside of timeouts. And he only played 24 minutes tonight. And he looked gas. So at this point, he hadn't played 24 minutes. So this is prior to playing 20 minutes. He looked gas. This is why you got to understand, Thibodeau, you gonna run these guys. You gonna run a runner, and when you need them, you so worried about what you got going on right now. You gonna need them. Thibodeau got it. You ain't never went. Has Thibodeau ever been to the NBA the finals?
mm-mm.
So, but Thibodeau been running his player like this. I remember back when they was playing 7 people with Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, Nate Robinson, and everybody went out and they was running Nate Robinson, Kurt Heinrich, and Jimmy Butler, just endless minutes. Thibodeau, you gotta understand, you trying to get to the NBA finals. You ain't trying to sweep, and then get swept, or sweep, then lose. You trying to get to the NBA finals, and you gonna need your guys to be rested and ready for the finals. That's 16 games at a minimum.
It's too late.
16 games at a minimum. You done ran your
It's
guys to the ground. And then
yeah.
and then you got people on the bench where you see Alec Burks. He can come in and get key minutes. Precious you could have been putting in for key minutes. Jericho Sims, you rotate him in for some key minutes. So you got
These
players who you can rotate for key minutes. You got players who you can rotate for key minutes.
should have
And key
did
minutes
that.
could be, hey, let Josh Hart or somebody get, Shake Milton, you can rotate him in being a shooter. You can rotate him in for DiVincenzo coming in being a shooter. It's people that you can put into the game to allow your people to get some rest. So cut Josh Hart from 48 minutes to 40 minutes. And then you'll be able to cut him down to 38 minutes, which is manageable. But keep him between 38 and 40 minutes for all them players, and you're not able to do that. Which is why y'all got smacked in the mouth tonight. Y'all got blew
Most
out down to about 40.
most teams. Well, luckily, it's a 7-game series and it's not a point spread. Look at the Cavs. But most teams do that type of stuff. What you talking about after All-Star break? They start to tweak and mess with their lineups. You can't get into the semifinals of the playoffs and then sit up here trying to tweak with your numbers, hoping that the people that ain't played in
Well,
16 games.
but the issue with that is they had Bogey. He got injured. They had Mitchell Robinson. He
Right.
got injured. They had OG. He got injured. So that's 3 key players. Well, 2 key players plus one, rotational player that you take out. So in the playoffs is when they had to make those changes. In the playoffs is when they had to make those changes. So it's just he didn't make those changes. Precious, he brought in Precious, and then pretty much for the most part off the bench, McBride and Alec Burks, maybe.
It's tough though in the playoffs when you bringing in new faces. They don't get that much clock and stuff. It's like at the end of the day, especially in today's NBA, you got to win or you going home. Or not going
Man,
home, you losing a job.
peep this, bro. Imagine if the Pacers, because I know we all been looking like, man, there's something different about the Pacers. We talked about it, right? In the previous episode. And we're thinking, oh, it's the trade, it's this, it's that. And I remember telling Quell, I say, buddy, hell, the Pacers weren't really showing him love. It was Matherin. Imagine if Matherin was still playing. That explosive offense that he provided, that untimely, I'm talking about he kind of like how Karis LeVert is or can be for the Cavs. That's kind of what Matherin is. That's kind of how Matherin is for the Pacers. A young, athletic player, but he gets out there and he gets it. Imagine. So I don't think, regardless what happened, I don't think the Pacers going to be able to do anything, regardless how far they go. They're not getting the championship. But
Not
you
this
add
year.
Matherin to that team, I don't even know how the Knicks stand out with this depleted roster. I don't know how the Knicks stand. They wouldn't be able to do anything if the Pacers had Matherin.
It will put Jalen Brunson. It'll take them 40-point games away from him. But you got to remember, basketball ain't like football. You got to play both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
So all that firepower you do on offense, you got to come back on defense and do something. And as we can tell, leading into our other game, like Luka is learning it as he start to progress with his NBA career. All that stuff you do on the one side of the ball, you want to come back and do something on defense. You gonna have to do something. But I'm shouting out my Mavericks real quick because, like you said,
hold on. We're gonna get to your Mavericks. Chill out. We're gonna get to your Mavericks. Pause.
No. Before we run out of time or anything, I don't want to fast forward.
That's why you let us get to the next one, we're gonna get to your Mavs.
I'm giving you your flowers because you said if the Mavericks, if the other guys on the Mavericks show up and they show out, we could be a decent team.
Look, we're gonna talk about your Mavericks. Look, bro,
that's what we've been having.
Nuggets, Celtics versus the Cavs. Right now, we got 2-1 in that series. Celtics up. I'll start us through. Celtics responded as usual. Behind the Celtics losing to the Cavs, losing period, because the Celtics they've done a lot of winning this season. Anytime they lose, everybody just because when they lose, they typically get smacked up when they lose. So to lose, you know what I'm saying, in Boston, everybody overreacted. Everybody started talking about Tatum, everything like that. And they responded in typical fashion, as the Celtics normally do. And you got a great game by Jason Tatum, a double-double with 13 rebounds, 30-plus points. He came out, shot better.
You live by the three.
28
you
or
die
so
by
from
the three.
28 or so from Jaylen Brown. You got some production from Drew Holiday, so they did better in that matchup. I'm not seeing how they not able to, contain Donovan Mitchell, but this is the Donovan Mitchell we've come to know. I'm just saying, when you got a Drew Holiday, a Derek White, and a Jaylen Brown, you gotta be able to do something.
It don't matter. Good defense, better offense. We is not finna sleep on that man like he.
Defense on him.
What I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying. What I'm saying, we haven't seen this Donovan Mitchell. Maybe he was resting all season to be able to play like that during the playoffs, because he wasn't like this all season.
He could turn it on at any moment. This is a 70-point man right here.
Right, that's true. All I'm saying is the Donovan Mitchell, we seen what he was like when he came back, 13 points, 12 points. Then he had an explosive 20-something points.
When he wanted to go, he going. And it don't matter who you put on him.
it looked like he preserved himself.
In today's NBA, it don't matter who defensively you put on any type of scoring guy, they're not stopping them.
Yeah, it's kind of like shit. Especially this is how I look at it. It's like when we play and you let me get going. It don't matter what you do. I'm finna go in. I'm finna just be scoring. You can play all kind of good defense, foul, do all this stuff. I'm finna get going. I'm scoring.
Anyway, like I say,
now, you know what it's like. You seen what happened last time we played.
In today's NBA, it just
don't try to play me. You seen me
no type of
just
bucket,
defense
that can stop a scorer.
And regardless, this is what I think. The Celtics wanted to win this one at home, so they didn't mind losing the game. They said we're gonna lose that game. That's cool. We're gonna make sure we finish it up here at home. So they finna end it in 5 games in Boston.
Should.
But all right, next, so we can make sure we got time for your game.
He could turn it on.
Nuggets versus the Timberwolves. That series is now 2-2. It's a very unusual series where you got the home team dropping both games for both teams. You get the Timberwolves routed in Minnesota, the Nuggets embarrassed in Denver. So you don't really know what to make of this. You don't know what to make of this.
It's adjustment. It's what it is. I feel like the coaches made necessary adjustments. The home field didn't matter to neither teams. They made necessary adjustments.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Nuggets is making better adjustments than the Timberwolves.
So now we got the defensive player of the year versus the MVP. How's that looking?
Rudy, they did better without him than with him.
See, that's why I wish Quill was here for this episode, so that way he can go ahead and blow a head gasket. Like you said, because what was it? Game 3, I was watching, Rudy wasn't even guarding him. And I'm like, you the defensive player of the year. Why you not guarding him? Cat was guarding him. And then now you seen Rudy getting into guarding him tonight.
It's his fault. He needs to step up. You cannot do it by yourself. There has been no team in our modern day era, going back to the 90s, where it's just one person and everybody else just looking and standing. Steph Curry had help. Michael Jordan had help. We all know LeBron had help. Kyrie having his help. Jokic just having help. Somebody got to step up. Ant can't just do everything, and then nobody else is giving no type of production.
Yeah.
Somebody has to step up, and you paying Cat to be that guy.
So with Rudy coming back, do you think it's time for them to make an adjustment? Because how I look at it, I think maybe you do Naz Reid and Karl Anthony Towns in your starting lineup, and then have Rudy coming off the bench. But if Denver stays small, Rudy can't guard him because he can't really play defense. Maybe you just rotate Rudy in and out a little bit, but maybe go small with Kyle Anderson at your 5.
No.
Then what would you do?
You pay that man to play ball, you get in there, and you go to do something. You go
Quell can't say it no better. Look, the man don't play defense. I told you he been bamboozling the league.
Hey, they go in Rudy, they trust.
Yeah, whatever. Take him and out. To add to that, I think Ant been talking too much. Ant, chill out. He been talking too much.
He played him good. He confident.
He's playing great, right? And I'm saying just look, leave it all on the court. Cause now look, y'all were just in Minnesota. You would think that y'all was gonna sweep. Y'all got y'all ass beat in Minnesota. Stop all the talking and just be a great basketball player at this point. Because you ain't got nobody on the team to back you up right now. So let's get to yours. I said what I said, and I meant it. Let's get to yours. Thunder versus the Mavs. Mavs take control of the series 2-1. Big ups to Teddy. I say this for that series, X factors matter. For the Mavericks, X factors matter. That's the note that I have underneath this series. Because last series, you had Derrick Jones going at Paul George. Defensively and offensively, he was a monster. In this series, you got PJ Washington. He has been the ultimate X factor for this series. That boy has been balling. Now, Teddy, go ahead with your piece.
Mavs in 7 against anybody. We got 2 options. And it's starting to show. Luka does not have to do everything in order for us to win because you got a Kyrie. If you got a Kyrie in your back pocket, anything is possible. And then you got your role players playing well, anything is possible.
But if you look at last game, Kyrie and Luka,
22 and 22.
they were
That's 20
okay.
plus.
Luka has to understand he doesn't have to do everything and understand that it's okay. He has to like Jason Tatum understands it's okay. I didn't have to go out and do everything like this, right? Luka has to understand that it's okay.
And he
And
gives
if
that
he
ball
does,
to the man.
you got PJ Washington that got your back. You got Kyrie Irving, like you said, but I'm talking to outside of outside of superstars. PJ Washington, Gafford got your back. You still got Josh Green. Y'all get him in the rotation. Tim Hardaway. You got all these players. They got your back. It's okay. Ball out.
He been giving the ball up. Kyrie the been the one with the ball and since the All-Star break in the last minute. Kyrie the one getting the ball. He cool with that, and it's paying off for us. The OKC, y'all youth is showing. So, hey.
I think all of these inexperienced teams, like the Knicks, how they just fell down, the Timberwolves, and OKC, it's that lack of experience. That lack of experience that they have.
See y'all in the finals.
Yes.
See y'all in the
Ready?
finals.
Hope you patch shit up with God, cause we gon' bless you. Let it burn, you gon' get it bad. These just my confession. Stay in traffic, can't get picked off like no shit and duck. Keep one in the tuck. Wife be mad, but bet she still gon' fuck. Don't speak